Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing RAKDOS Aggro. RAKDOS, because RAKDOS means black and red, and as you can see, there's a bunch of red cards and a bunch of black cards in here. What does aggro mean? It means you got usually a bunch of cheap, hasty guys. They're kind of small, but like to run out and punch people in the face. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, the person that your mom says is her favorite little man. Not you. Suck it, Dr. Yukon Suck It. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon Suck It. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by a poor planeswalker called RAKDOS Aggro. RAKDOS Aggro. I love a good aggro deck. I love a good RAKDOS deck. RAKDOS and aggro is definitely the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups of Magic card decks for me. There's two great tastes that go great together. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk about how it should work, and then we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. Let's try to make this fast. A guy that kills you. He kills you as fast as he kills your opponent. I don't know why he's in here, but everybody seems to love him. This guy allows you to steal from people's graveyards. Creature planeswalker kill, card draw, hand hate. Creature kill and graveyard kill. This gets rid of artifacts or does damage to creatures. A little bit of card draw. It causes creatures to attack twice in a turn. Let's see what Inshell does. It's like Popo counters whenever stuff attacks. It gets trample, but you have to discard to get the abilities or something. This one allows you to kind of play something up top of your library. After that, the next two guys that come in afterwards are hasty. This does however much damage, life they lose in turn, they lose that much. They lose half their life rounded up at the end of combat. Whenever it says when this creature deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. So if they're at 20, it'll do 2, so they'll be at 18. So they'll lose 9 more, so they'll be at 9. Right? That's what it does. Screaming Nemesis, hasty 3/3. Whenever damage is dealt to it, it deals that damage to something else. If you deal it to a player, they can no longer gain life for the rest of the game. So suck it, life gain. Alesha, whenever she attacks, you put a Popo counter on it at the end of your step. If you attack this turn, return a target creature card with mana of less than Alesha's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. She's a 2. That's the vast majority of your deck is made up of creatures with 2 power. So she can easily do it. If she attacks, she'll be 3. She could do like 99% of the stuff, right? And at the end, we got Elegy Acolyte. Whenever one more creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn and a spell was warped, you create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Do we have any warp in this deck? I don't think we do. I don't think there's any warp whatsoever. So in reality, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, you create the robot. That's what you do. All right. We got Starting Town, Man Land, Dual Land, and some regular lands right there. There you go. All right, so that's it. What are we going to do with this deck? We're going to come out hard and fast with our creatures. We're going to use our individual control to clear the board to try to let our guys do as much damage as possible. Eventually, we get to this level with the Slasher and the Screaming Nemesis. That usually wins the game for us. Hopefully, Alesha will start bringing more dudes back. We're using our Death Touch effectively, and we win the deck, and we win the game. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so before we go and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and hear lamentations of the women. All right, playing against nathen. Turn this off. All right, let's blow a dude out for 1. Give us a little bit of advantage, possibly aggro ways. I will come out nice and slow. 2 to both of us. Not a huge fan of Cecil. I don't know why we're just playing him like crazy. I know he's cheap, but he's just so disastrous. You're playing what? I forget if there's Abzan. You got black in here too. Hubert, there you go. There's some Energon cubes for you. Enjoy, my little fish. I don't have anything in my card. If I put out Alesha, she could get killed. We just got to try. All right, I'm going to Dark Confidant. A little card draw early on is better. Of course, it also reduces my life heavily, which is exactly what Cecil wants, the little jerk. One, two. All right, there's a little bit of something, but no creatures. And there we go. You can steal something from me? All of that stuff, huh? Well, that is quite a show. All right, he's down to 6. We got 2 more turns left. So we got Bitter Triumph holding things together. I see he's got the -3. I got a lot of guys, though, that he won't necessarily want to see. Who are you killing? You'd probably go after Unstoppable Slasher. That's who I would do. You want to kill her? Now's the time to do it. He wants a Slimeoid, okay. I'm going to Alesha it. Let Deep-Cavern Bat. Maybe we'll go grab the Slime Boy. Ooh, that is not good. We're going to take that. And let's take it in. And we're flipped. Yeah, board wipe would have been really bad. Destroy all creatures. That would have been horrible. All right, let's just take it in. Does it matter? No, let's just fly in. How about that? There we go. Suck it. Suck it, suckerfish. Suck it. Victory. Break up. All right, playing against Anticontrol. Anticontrol. Keep. Hootie, you can stay around. I love you, Hootie. You're a great pet. I'm gonna be looking at somebody's hand here in a second. The question is whether he's got little boy kill on him. All right, he's got sacrifice a creature of the choice on 2. He's got a couple of those guys, doesn't he? All right, well, let's get rid of that guy. All right, so he throws it out. I can get rid of Cecil. Throw out another Cecil. All right, I think I'm ready to do a little bitter triumph is what I'm willing to do. 3 points to life, I can deal with that. Pay 3 life, smoke it. And all in. Not that it was needed. I mean, I could have flown over the top, but... And shall we summon... Brynhildr? Alright, there we go. And I'll get rid of the FOMO. Good job, Cecil. All right, let's pass it out. You got all the haste there, don't you? All right, let's, what are you going to do next turn? Don't care. All right, let's just take it in. And that, my friend, is a saga creature. He doesn't have a long life anyway. Remind me to make my manland next turn. What I would hate is if he kills Deep-Cavern Bat. That would be bad. He sees it. He gets his boy back. You can lay it down and get rid of my FOMO. We're taking it. We're at 12. Ooh, should I just lease it? Sure, let's do that. And I don't think we got enough for here. I need 3 men. I don't have it. So you can come at me, brah? Pass the blockers. I'll try. I got first strike. Hopefully he doesn't understand that. There we go. Alright, 2. Alright, Screaming Nemesis. I still don't have enough to get out my manland. Alright, it's down to 8, and I can get something back, right? Cecil, maybe? Let's do that. Well, Cecil's off point if he attacks now. We're going to go ahead and make him into Super Cecil. You're not doing life gain, so I don't really care about that too much. Alright, he wants to punish me heartily with that. I'm going to take, what, 4 points now? You don't want creatures, huh? Alright, I gotta kill him this turn. Do I got it? I got it. And we win! And we win! The math was on our side. Victory! Alright, we're playing against RufusWedgewood. And what are we doing here? Everything's 2. Everything is 2. And throw a bat out like we own the place. Oh. Would have been nice to have Tinybones last turn. Oh, what do we got here? Pub. Whatever. The deal is he's got 2 cards I got to worry about. He's got 0 creatures. There's a creature. What do we got? No blocks. All right, that was 5. Let's see. We can... I tell you, it's FOMO. We'll see what we draw. Maybe get something better here. I'm going to get rid of the Inti. Nice. We'll put out Tinybones as a little blocker and all in. Because he needs his creature. He doesn't have enough creatures. That's the cool thing. So what I got to do is take care of the challenger. And he's got another creature. All right, great. Still, take care of the creature. He's throwing damage out to Tinybones in this situation. Yep, and there's nothing we can do about it. Just take it. Dang it, this guy's getting every answer to every question we've got. Alright, there goes Super Bat. Take that card. We got it. It's ours. Another mana. Alright, FOMO's not going to do anything. Needs to be just a blocker. Let's go get some life. We're cool. Alright, we got 2 guys. We do 4 points of damage. Yikes. No blocks, just have to let that happen. Do I have guys in my graveyard? A little bit of that. Alright, Alesha. Let's just keep the little guys back. FOMO back to kill off guys. Who are we going to bring back? Alright, fine. Tinybones. We're down to 6. Whoa. Can I do all of the above? Nope. We're going to keep Tinybones back. Not that I need it. I guess Unstoppable Slasher would have been awesome. Alright, so we're going to take at least 3 out of this deal. Alright, as much damage as ideal, so Tinybones is the deal there. And who do we got? 2, 3? Alright, you're gonna be able to flash around 1 point of damage. There you go. You can take care of one of my bats. That's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, that was the wrong thing. And we win! And we win! Winner, winner! Victory dinner! I played against Falcon, 2589. Where's this Falcoon? Falcoon. Keep. No. Choky bow. I get out a nice Cecil. He can act all badass while we're waiting around. Alright, number 2. Let's FOMO. And I'll get rid of this card. I like it, but it's not what I need at the moment. I like Strategic Betrayals. I need some icky fingers to make sure I got some control. There's somebody on an icky finger. Icky finger. As Cecil continues to cut my throat every time he goes joining in. We don't have anything in the graveyard. I don't have to worry about that too much, do I? Alright, let's Unstoppable Slasher. He's not going to block. And literally, he'd have to throw something in the graveyard and then kill his own guy for the mana. And we win! Boom, boom! Goes the room. Boom, boom. All right, play against KonkreteSmile. KonkreteSmile. 1, 2, 3. A little slow. There's nothing to do till 3. Keep. Ooh, we can see a hoodie. Ooh, okay, we can put out a Tinybones. That's fantastic. At least it gives us something to do. Okay, next turn, our land is dependent upon what we see first here. Do I care? Yeah, we care. We care. We smile because we care. This guy wants to play land. Can't take it. I don't have the mana for it. Alright, so the question, what's better? Unstoppable Slasher or Screaming Nemesis? I'm guessing Unstoppable Slasher. What do we got? Everything comes in tapped, though. Alright, so that is not the case. We're just going to be FOMOing it. Well, that was a lot of a lot. Alright, we can play everything we got in our hand, only one at a time. Decline. Unstoppable Slasher on the next turn. He's just going for land. And in. Alright, can he deal with me? Am I going too fast for him? Is that the question? It seems that way. And straight in. Down to 7. Do I have any mana left open? Yeah, let's grab this guy. Hi, I'm a Llanowar Elf. Alright, so we totally have Strategic Betrayal. We can totally smoke this guy. We're going to win this thing, unless he wipes the board. Even then, I might be able to come after him with the Restless Vent. Is that a manland? I don't know. Let's see what this thing says. Yeah, it's manland. Come on, come on, come on. I'm going to get you. Come on, come on, come on. I'm going to get you. This is going to be you, laying here covered in orange, glow-in-the-dark goo. You don't like it. I know you don't. Look at your little pretty elf right there. It's like she's looking at like a giant frog egg, where it becomes a tadpole. Circle of life, baby. You don't like an unstoppable slasher. I'm gonna touch your unstoppable Llanowar Elf here in a second. There. Oh, you make copies. All right, that was his choice. Let's see. 1, 2. Kill that. Oh, what do we have to do? Really? Oh, I have to do that. There we go. I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. We'll definitely use Bitter Triumph. We just got to thin the board. We just have to get around to do 3 points of damage. He could block 1, 2, 3, 4. Be down to 4. I've only got 5 guys. We have to do this. Pay 3 life. Yeah. Alright, we could shoot him with Screaming Nemesis if he chooses to block that, so we're cool. That's just 1 point of damage. Yeah, we got this thing. Yeah, we got it. And we win! And we win! Victory! Alright, so here we are with RAKDOS Aggro. Yeah, this deck was fantastic. you know, it didn't feel like it should be as fantastic as it is, but taking a look at the win rate, 88%, this deck was all over the place. It was just so hard for them to keep up with. Yet when I played it, it didn't feel like it was doing as good as it actually did do. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, good for it. It ended up being really great. It just didn't feel that way when I played it. Let's get down to it. Who is the MVP? Who is the most valuable player? Alesha. Alesha was the most valuable player, in my opinion, because we were able to bring creatures back from the graveyard, and everything was cheap. Look how cheap that was. That looks like it's flipping the bird right there. Number 2, all the way across, so many cheap things. She could bring practically anything back from the graveyard with this particular deck. And then as soon as she attacked, she'd become a 3, which means she started grabbing Unstoppable Slasher, the Screaming Nemesis. Yeah, Alesha was fantastic with this deck. Yeah, she's the MVP. Congratulations, you are going to Disneyland. All right, let's see. Was this deck competitive? Like I said, I had an 88%. Yeah, I thought this thing was going to be a 100%er. I did lose to like a control deck. I just couldn't stand it after a while. It was taking too long, so I just sort of gave up. But still, yeah, this deck is fantastic. It did a great job. It was really good at just winning. Just the raw win rate was so good. Number 2, was this deck fun? Yeah. Why was it fun? Because it was aggro. That's why. I always love a good aggro deck. This was aggro. And it was Rakdos, which is probably my favorite kind of aggro. What I did appreciate is we did have some guys. Some of them, who was hasty here? Screaming Nemesis is lovely as a hasty guy. This gives guys a bunch of haste when it comes out. And your guys love being hasty. But then it had a nice collection of black self-harm that gets you lots of card draw, let's just say, and as well as creature control, because you got the icky finger cards like Strategic Betrayal and Bitter Triumph. There you go. Yeah, for just saying no, that creature shall not be there anymore. Yeah, so a little bit of control, a little bit of haste. It was a lot of utility. So altogether, it was a great deck. It was lots of fun to play. Lastly, was this deck interesting? It was probably a pretty boring Rakdos aggro deck. We've seen these cards for a long time. What is new? Well, we got one card from Edge of Eternities. It was the Elegy Acolyte. Whenever you can draw a card and lose 1 life. Okay. Yeah, this deck's supposed to have, I think, 3 of them in there. I couldn't get 3 together. So yeah, we went more on probably Bitter Triumph and less on Elegy Acolyte, but that's what you got to do when you don't have enough rare wild cards. I'm a big old goose egg right there. Beyond that, what else is new? I mean, when it comes to Final Fantasy, we got a couple cards in here. Little Cecil action, Dark Confidant. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much what we saw kind of post-rotation. It's still holding up very well, and I think Alesha was doing incredibly good. So altogether, was it interesting? Not really. But it was still a good deck. All right, so let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Was it interesting? All right, so let's give this deck a straight A. A straight A deck. Because if you're a fun deck and you are pretty competitive, you deserve at least a straight A. So there you go, straight A deck. And if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.